Boy, I am so sick and tired of hearing about how great a player is when he plays for another team, only to come to Philly and then all of a sudden he stinks. I'm not buying it. I think the rest of the league is scared because the Eagles are locked, stocked, and ready for pause. No diddy. You but the way kick Dingbat here, all we hear about is certain players, about how great they are, how much of an impact they make in the league, what they're going to do. Then free agency happens, the Eagles go out and get them, maybe the Eagles trade for them, and then all of a sudden, oh, they're not that good, they got this problem, they're a waste. It's always something. The Eagles are the team that consistently goes out and tries to get better, tries to do the right thing, goes out and get these players, the players that everybody wants, and then when they get them, all of a sudden, these players stinks. I'm not buying it. I'm not putting up with it anymore because I think it's a bunch of crap. Okay, I think it's a bunch of crap, 100%. Now, I just was on Cilio's channel having to basically talk about things that are simple. Saquon Barkley signing with the Eagles is an upgrade. I don't know how this is even a question, okay? And it doesn't come from Big Sills. You got other NFL experts now saying Saquon Barkley isn't a good fit for the Eagles. NFL Insider blasts newest Eagles star after joining team this offseason. One insider seems not to like all the Eagles' biggest offseason's addition. And this is Dan Graziano of ESPN, and he goes on to say this about the Eagles getting Saquon Barkley. The Eagles may well win the NFC East. Heck, they may well have wrapped it up by the time they face the New York Giants. Of course, because the Giants stink. Graziano said, I'm just not imagining Barkley as a difference maker. What a joke. So many seem to be assuming he will be this season. Only twice in his 6-year career has Barkley made it through a full season without missing at least one game due to injury. Even if 2024 is the third such season for him, I believe the Eagles' success is going to have a lot more to do with whether the passing game rebounds behind the quarterback of Jalen Hurts and the receivers. Listen, here's the thing. This kind of talk about, Saquon Barkley doesn't play enough games, or he missed, however many percentage of games when he was with the Giants. Listen, nobody said anything about this before the free agency started with Saquon Barkley. Nobody was crying. Nobody was complaining. It was only when he became an Eagle that it became a problem. And let me say this. Christian McCaffrey played 16 games in the final 3 years. The final 3 years, don't text me when I'm here. 3 years in Carolina. He played 16 games. He was hurt all the time for 3 straight years with Carolina. Got traded to the Niners, and he's been great. What? Just because Saquon Barkley was hurt early in his career and missed a lot of games does not mean Saquon Barkley is going to miss games with the Eagles. Matter of fact, he has played in most of his games over the last 3 years. He's been relatively healthy. And then if you look at that 2022 season, dude, Barkley offensively carried the Giants. Giants don't got a chance to get into the playoffs and then win around without Saquon Barkley. It's absolutely insane. Saquon Barkley will make a big difference for the Philadelphia Eagles. He will give them an added dimension on offense. Will it still be a passing first team? Yes. That's what the Eagles are going to do. They're going to pass the ball first. But you cannot tell me that Barkley, being a 3-down back, being a better pass blocker than any of the guys we had over the last few years, being that he's better out of the backfield, and being that this is a guy that has played with no talent around him. People don't realize how bad that Giants offense was. It stinks. I mean, Daniel Jones stinks. He stinks. Their Montreal Canadiens jerseys, they stink. It all stinks in New York. They can barely make the playoffs. Oh, well, why did the New York Giants sign Daniel Jones then and not Saquon Barkley? Because they're dumb. They're dumb. I want to sign Daniel Jones. I want to give him $20. I wouldn't have paid him Mark Holmes money. Daniel Jones stinks. The Giants thought that they could sign Daniel Jones and then eventually get Barkley under contract. They made a big mistake. They're dumb. They're dumb. But all of a sudden, Saquon Barkley, the biggest free agent, everybody's making a big deal. Oh, if he goes to Houston, it's going to be something. He goes to Philly. Oh, it's a problem now. I am not buying it. Saquon Barkley is going to make as big of a difference as Christian McCaffrey. You can see I'm a little worked up. This stuff just frustrates me. I have to get it out. It's Friday. If I don't get this out and I let this build up all weekend, I'll just start binging like a mother humper. I'll have 5 chins in the back of my head before I'm done. I'll go nuts. I got to get this out. So it's like, okay, so now Barkley is not going to be any good for us. Yeah, right, whatever. At least Bucky Brooks said something good about Devin White. Then you have EMMANUEL ACHO, right? And you guys have seen this. Wow, Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts is not, quote, good enough to win a Super Bowl, says EMMANUEL ACHO. Hurts is not an elite quarterback. Jalen Hurts is good enough to get you there. He's not good enough to win it. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Jalen Hurts gets that ball back. Let's say a minute 36 left, a minute 45. They don't call a hold on the Kansas City, on James Bradbury. Kansas City goes up 3. I hate to tell you, but Jalen Hurts is going right down that field, and he's winning. He's winning the whole thing. He's winning the Super Bowl. So you can't tell me that a guy goes in the Super Bowl, plays the way he did. Yeah, and I know he had that one fumble. It was a mess up, but they still had the lead at halftime. You can't tell me a guy plays the way he did in that Super Bowl, and all of a sudden, now he doesn't have the ability to win it. It's such a bunch of horse crap. That is not true. If the Eagles put the right players around Jalen Hurts and that team gets back to the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts is more than capable of winning it, okay? There are different kinds of quarterbacks that can win Super Bowls. There's guys like Patrick Mahomes that make everybody better. He's very hard to come by. There's only Patrick Mahomes, and then there's a fall-off. Then you get guys who are really, really good, really elite talent, but they go to the playoffs and they fold. They choke. Then you get guys that, they'll put up good season, good numbers in the playoff or during the season. Then they get to a primetime game, a playoff game, and they choke. They fold. We see it with the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott all the time. We see it with Kirk Cousins. And then you get guys that if you build a good team around them and maybe they don't go out and throw 45 touchdowns, 48 touchdowns, but you put them in a position to win a game, you put them in a position, a high-pressure situation to go out and you need a win, they go out and they get it done. Jalen Hurts, to me, falls in that category more than anything. And that's not to say that he can't put up big stats, because he does. He has before. But my point is that if you said to me, all right, it's fourth quarter, under 2 minutes, you got to go 80 yards in the playoffs. Who do you want to lead you down there? Jalen Hurts? Dak Prescott. Give me Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts? Josh Allen. I'm going Jalen Hurts. I'm going guys that I know that I can win. I think a guy who's a perfect example of what I'm talking about is Eli Manning. A lot of people don't like Eli Manning. A lot of people think he stunk, all that stuff. And listen, he didn't put up the numbers his brother did, no doubt about it. But you can't say one thing about the kid. You can't say that he couldn't come up in big games. You can't say that he couldn't win Super Bowl or in big moments. Eli Manning, in a lot of respects, was better under pressure in big situations than than Peyton Manning. So, to me, to say that Jalen Hurts can't win a Super Bowl is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm so sick and tired of it. I am. I'm so sick and tired of hearing it. Jalen Hurts is more than capable of winning a Super Bowl. He literally came one drive from winning the whole thing. So now all of a sudden he can't do it? I think that these guys, a lot of these people, they just don't like us. And that's fine. They don't like us, and they see that we go out, we make moves, we do what we have to do to get better, and then they want us to fail because they're jealous. They're jealous. I mean, you can't tell me, you look at the Cowboy fans, you know that they look over at what's going on with the Eagles, and they say what Mark Holmes says.
Oh, God, no. I want to be like the Eagles.
Just like that. And they wish they could be an Eagle. That's right. So I think it's a lot of bunch of crap. I kind of had to get this off my chest. Saquon Barkley was a great addition to the Eagles. He is a lot better than what we had at running back. And I heard this thing, Dan said, well, you know, the Eagles should just, they could have brought back Swift. He was cheaper, and he's going to do the same thing. If they wanted Swift, they would have brought him back. They had Swift. They could have just signed him to a lot less money. But he's not Saquon Barkley, okay? I think a lot of people are going to eat a lot of words when it's all said and done this year, man. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. I think the Eagles are in a situation where, listen, only one team wins the Super Bowl a year. Only one team, okay? But this is a legit contender for a team. This is a team that legitimately has a chance to win. If they stay healthy and their coaching is much more improved, which I expect it to be, there's no reason why this team can't win a Super Bowl. It's just the fact of the matter. It just is. So I think people, I think things like this are crazy. I had to get that out. Now I feel much better. Eagles, number 1 seed by the time next season goes into the playoffs. The Eagles are going to win the conference. I really, really believe that. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision, baby. We're all just living in it. Dallas still stinks.
Dude, what the fuck?
The Cooper! The flying
Oh my
Frenchman!
god! Oh my god!
C'est bon!
C'est
bon! I'm dizzy. We did it. We transformed the Philadelphia Eagles secondary. We now have a secondary that is going to be good for years to come. Because one, we got Quinyon Mitchell, but we also got the flying Frenchman, Cooper DeJean. That's right. The flying Frenchman, Cooper DeJean. C'est bon. Oh, here's another interception. That's right. Cooper DeJean is about to dominate the NFL. Can't wait to see him out on the field. And if you're like me and you thought this was a great move by the Eagles and you support this pick, then you definitely want to check out this shirt. The Cooper DeJean Flying Frenchman shirt. Look at this thing. You can see it in midair, flying through the air, transforming to an eagle. That's right. Cooper DeJean is here. Link is in the description. Get your shirt now while you can, because Cooper DeJean is about to take the Eagles to another level. Denzel Washington, out.